Yes, Egypt has made this the air defense on high alert because before, when the Houthis targeted Israel, Eilat in Israel, those drones, a couple of drones, have mistakenly dropped into Egypt, and Egypt had to intercept two of them. One that had been intercepted on Sinai on the borders with Israel, with Eilat, and the other on the Red Sea, had dropped in the Red Sea. So Egypt was also on standby or on alert in case any of these drones or missiles would mistakenly take a route that would go towards Egypt. And that's why there has been a strong alert on Egypt. And at the same time, Egypt suspended flights to Jordan, Libya, Lebanon, Syria, and Iraq, who had also closed their airspace because of the drones and the attacks by Iran. Back to you.
Yeah, the Egyptian Foreign Ministry has called for the exercise of the utmost restraint. Tell us more about that.
Yes, Egypt has issued a statement calling for restraint, and at the same time said that it had previously several times warned that Israel, that the continued aggression on Gaza will in time spread out or expand or spill out into the region, and that this is now what is happening, and that it's now expanded into Iran as well. We've seen the Houthis at the Red Sea before, and Yemen. So Egypt again has called for restraint, has called for the US to put more pressure on Israel to stop its aggression in Gaza, because this ceasefire would ultimately lead to a kind of a lull in violence around the region. It could easily stabilize the region a bit. So Egypt has made it another point to try to continue efforts to reach a ceasefire, and as well to contain the situation between Iran and Israel. Back to you.
And Reuters also reports that Syria has put its ground-to-air defense systems on high alert around the capital and major bases. And several Middle Eastern countries have also closed their airbase. So how are the countries in this region reacting to the escalating tensions?
Yes, first of all, Jordan has managed to intercept a number of drones or missiles that have come from Iran towards Israel, because it has gone through the airspace in Jordan, and they were downed, some of them, by the Jordanian forces. Same in Iraq. With Iraq, Syria said that it has been targeted by Israeli missiles, and that's why it has also been on high alert, not by Iranian but by Israeli missiles, and we're waiting to know more details about that. In the meantime, yes, Jordan and Iraq have suspended their air flights and the civilian flights temporarily until everything will be clear on Sunday, and waiting to see what will be the case on Sunday. But at the same time, efforts are ongoing by Jordan, Egypt, and other countries in the region to try to push for a ceasefire in Gaza and Israel, and also to try to put a restraint or put a halt to the aggression between the tit-for-tat between Syria and between Israel and Iran.
Well, Yasser, we've heard that the UN chief says he's deeply alarmed by the danger of escalation, and the Security Council is going to hold emergency meeting today. So what can you tell us about the international reactions?
Yes, we've just heard the US, the reaction in the US. We've seen also Canada has been swiftly condemning. Most of the European countries, the UK, France, Germany, Denmark, Netherlands, and even the EU itself with Joseph Borrell, all condemning the attacks by Iran on Israel and calling for Iran to stop these attacks. But at the same time, if you go to Latin America, for example, it has been mixed. Countries like Argentina and Paraguay have quickly condemned the Iranian attack on Israel, while countries like Mexico or Chile have called for restraint, and also Paraguay have also called for blaming Israel for the aggression in Gaza and the genocide, what it calls genocide in Gaza, for what is happening now, and calling that the Israeli policies are the result for or a reason for the expansion of the conflict in the region. So there has been mixed reaction in Latin America. Mostly European countries have condemned the Iranian attack, while the UN has voiced its utmost concern that the conflict in the Middle East is expanding and could spill out also to the international community, not just in the Middle East. And therefore, the UN Security Council will be having an emergency session on Sunday, and we'll be following up to see if there will be any results coming out of this UN session.